जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today is Sunday. It is 26th of October. It is Kartika Masa or Damodara Masa, Sukla Paksham, and Panchami Tithi. There are no Vaishnava events today. So today there is British summer ends, so we have gained 1 hour more. Okay, so apart from that, no events. So we shall move into our daily Srimad Bhagavatam. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, conversations between Vidura and Maitreya. So Vidura, he is reflecting about whatever Maitreya Muni has said with the different kinds of analogies about this material world and also the living entities and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Maitreya Muni is mentioning to Maitreya Muni saying that everything well said, O Maitreya Muni, O Vidvan, Savyetad Vyahrutam Vidvan, Atmayam Ayanam Harehe. Abhati Apardham Nirmolam Vishwamolam Nayad Bahihi. Everything is happening by the external energy of the Lord. There is no other reason for that. And then he mentions, but in this material world, there are two kinds of people. They are all always happy. One is the transcendental people, Paramahamsas. Another one is the foolish people. But people in the middle, they are struggling for the existence. They need to inquire for the Atito Brahma Jijnasa, for the transcendental knowledge. So likewise, Yascha Moda Tamo Loke, Yascha Buddhehe Parangataha, Tav Ubhau Sukham Yedete, Klishyati Antarito Janaha, Klishyati Antarito Janaha. People in the middle, they are struggling, Klishyate, going through miseries. So after saying that, Vidura is furthermore reflecting about his position, saying that, oh, Maitreya Muni, whatever you have said, that is well. And here in this material world, everything is happening. It appears that it is meaningless. It is meaningless, but if you just extract everything this material world, apart from that man and woman mixing together, sense gratification things, if you see only people who are living for the perfection of human life, it is very tiny. But it appears most of this universe is like the mm, uh, even it appears that true, but it is not true. In such a way, he is mentioning, but I can cross this material in a science by the taking the shelter of your lotus feet. Likewise, Vidura is putting himself, surrendering himself to Maitreya Muni to hear more and more. This is Vidura's reflection after hearing Maitreya Muni's different kinds of explanations. We are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, chapter 7 and verse number 18. अद्धाभावं विनिश्चित्य प्रतीतस्यापि नात्मनः तां चापयुष्मच्चरण यवयाहं परानुधे. Abhavam vinishchitya. Adha abhavam, without substance. This material world, everything it appears true without this government, without this so many industries, factories, and so many things. Without this, we cannot live. But that is not the truth. It appears that it is required, but it is not true. But what is mainly required is one has to understand that his real constitutional position. Okay, but here ata abhavam, without substance, everything is going on without substance. Vinishchitya is being ascertained. It is being ascertained. Hatta abhavam vinishchitya pritidasyapi natmanaha. Pratitasya, so of the apparent values, api also, na atmanaha, so they are never atmanaha of the self. Tam cha api yushmat charana, so all of these things, tam is that, tam cha also, api yushmat charana, taking your lotus feet, sevayaham paranude, by rendering service unto you, unto the spiritual master, unto yourself, aham, I will cross all these things. Paranude, I shall be able to give up this kind of misunderstanding about this material world, which appears to be true, but it is not really true, which is not permanent. This is anityam, dukkalayam, ashashvatam. It is coming and keep going on, but we cannot take that which is keep on moving. We cannot hold that one. This is true at one point of time because there is a time influence on particular circumstance. We cannot take that everything as a true. Whatever is true in this moment, in the next moment, it would not be true. It appears like that. So if you see like that in these waves of this material world, nothing is permanent. अद्धाभावं विनिश्चित्य प्रतीतस्यापि नात्मनः तां चापि युष्मशरण सेवयाहं परानुदे. Translation. But, my dear sir, I am obliged to you because now I can understand that this material manifestation is without substance. Although it appears real, I am confident that by serving your feet, it will be possible for me to give up the false idea. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, can I request Jai Vedmataji to read the purport, please?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. I'm sorry I forgot as well this morning. I'm so sorry. The sufferings of the conditioned soul are superficial and have no intrinsic value, like the cutting off of one's head in a dream. Yet, although this statement is theoretically very true, it is very difficult for the common man or the neophyte on the transcendental path to realize practically. However, by serving the feet of great transcendentalists like Maitreya Muni and by constantly associating with them, one is enabled to give up the false idea that the soul suffers from material pangs. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so here the sufferings of the conditioned soul are superficial and have no intrinsic value. So what it means to us? So here we think that we are going through sufferings, but actually if we identify ourselves properly, actually we are not. The actual body is going through all these things, but not the soul. Body is going through these different waves, like the moonlight. Moon is in the sky, it is situated fixed in the sky, but the reflection on the water. But waves of the water is moving, but not the moon. Likewise, the soul is already, it is animanam akanditam, nirantaram swayam jyotihi animanam akanditam. It does not change its consciousal position from its spiritual position, but because it is covered by subtle body and material body and gross body are going through the waves of this material world. The Prakriti is taking that body through all these things. We feel like that. So this is called the Adha Abhavam Vinishitya. These are superficial and have no intrinsic value. It is not real problems of the soul. Soul is always happy. That one has to reflect. Like the cutting of one's head in a dream. Okay, like the cutting of one's head in a dream. He is seeing himself as the head is cut, but it is not possible to see if really his head is cut. Okay, but it can be possible only in the dream. Like this material body is also one dream. In due course of time, it would disappear. Yet, although this statement is theoretically very true, but it is very difficult for the common man or the neophyte or the transcendental path to realize practically. So it is, this is where the problem comes because one understands it because he does not see it for himself. But when he is doing this practice properly and sincerely, then he would experience it that he is not the body, and but still things are going on. Even though he's putting into trying to solve the problem or not, things will move on. So by coming to that experience, for a common man, it is a bit difficult. So here, but however, when he approaches the serving the feet of great transcendentalists like the Maitreya Muni, and by constantly associating with them, one is able to give up the false idea that the soul suffers from material pangs. So soul never suffers. So soul, it is whenever it relieved from the material body, it has relieved one of the dress. That's all. Some of the miseries. Otherwise, it is always happy. This is Nirantram Swayam Jyotihi Animanam Akanditam. Sometimes when our beloved ones they are passing away, then we may be feeling so much of separation from them. That is separation, mohajat. Snehad anyatra mohajat. Apart from this kind of friendship and association and intimate relationships, apart from that, there is no other reason for the lamentation. That's why Krishna says, Gatasun agatasum shadnanu sochanti panditaha. A pandita will never lament for a person who is living or who is dead. Because he knows this living, the spirit spark, it is always eternal. It is always happy. Its consciousness position is Sachidananda. That is its real position. But whether it wanted to take another body or not, it is up to its desire. But such kind of false ideas that here in this material world, a common man can take the shelter of the lotus feet of the devotees, like the Maitreya Muni, and then give up the false idea that the soul suffers from material pangs. So this great Saunikadi sages, they are appreciating Sutta Goswami when he approached there. Tomnaha sandasradhatra dustaram nistiteshitam kalu sattva haram pumsam karnadari varnavam. Karnadara is the captain of a ship. So Tomnaha sandasradhatra, O Sutta Goswami, you have come to our place where we are performing this Satra for a long time, for the sake of well-being of all this world, people of this world. Here, this material world is dustaram nistiteshatam. It is very difficult to cross. Kalu sattva haram pumsam, but especially in this age of Kali, kalu sattva haram pumsam, there is no goodness at all. But here, by taking dustaram nistiteshatam, kalu sattva haram pumsam, he is mentioning that karnadari varnavam, karnadara iva arnavam. Karnadara is the captain of this ship in the ocean of this material science. If we take the boat, then we would be safe. Otherwise, we will be struggling in this ocean. Okay, so this is the Yatpadaya samsrayaha sota munayaha prashamayanaha sadhya punanti upsrustaha swadhani apu anusevaya. Some people take the transcendental path, going to the pilgrimages and where they take the bath in the Ganga river and perform so many austerities. It will take Swadhanyapa Anusevaya. It will take considerable amount of time to free up from the material entanglements. But if you take the shelter of the devotees, Yat Padaya Samsarayaha Sota Munayaha Prashamayanaha Sadhya Punanti, very quickly Sadhya, very quickly Punanti, they will be purified. Upasprustaha. So this is the devotees of the Lord, they always wander around the world. One has to take the shelter of those devotees. They can cut the attachment to this material world. They have to accept those cutting words. If one wanted to free themselves, he has to be prepared to accept those cutting words. Okay, Prabhupada was mentioning. Otherwise, it is very difficult. So the Bijjate, there is again one Sutta Goswami mentions in the Bijjate Hriday Grandhi Siddhinte Sarva Samsayaha Kshiyanti Chasya Karmani Drushta Evatmanishware Bijjate Hriday Grandhi. So Hridaya Grandhi is very strong knot, attachment to this material ore. It can be cut by only the devotees. Once it is cut, Chidjante sarva samsayaha, he will be freed from all kinds of doubts and miseries. So that's why Krishna says, Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekchintite jnanam jnaninaha tattvadarshinaha. So one has to approach such kind of devotees and then by rendering service to them and inquire very submissively. Okay, so those are the statements here. Prabhupada is very beautifully explaining. But devotees are wandering throughout the Janasya Krishna Vimukasya Devad Adharma Silasya Sudikkitasya Anugraheha Charanti Nonam. Just to show their mercy on the people. Anugraheha Charanti Nonam Bhutani Bhavyani Janardhanasya. To bring those conditioned souls onto the lotus feet of the Lord. So that they will be freed from all kinds of material pangs of this material world. Okay, here Vidra's reflections that I'm confident that by serving your feet, it will be possible for me to give up the false idea. To give up the false idea. Okay, it is possible only in the presence of devotees and taking shelter of the spiritual master, like the Maitreya Muni. Okay, that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. So, Adha Bhavam Vinishitya Pratisyapi Natmanaha. प्रतीतस्यापि नात्मनः तां चापि युष्मशरण तां चापि युष्मशरण सेवयाहं परानुदे. So this is mentioned everywhere. One must take the shelter of the feet of the spiritual master and render service to him. Otherwise, vina mahatpada rajobhishekam. Apart from that, he cannot enter into the transcendental pastimes of the Lord, or it is difficult to free himself because without rendering service, one does not give up the idea of the mastership. If he is serving to the person, a devotee, another devotee, the spiritual master in the spiritual succession, then he would feel that the serving mood. If he is not serving to the other devotee, he does not give up the master idea, lording it over the nature. I think I know everything. Why should I take the shelter of other people? Why should I take initiation from this particular person? I know everything. I know what to do in my life. So some kind of ideas would sprout in the heart of a person who is progressing in a spiritual path. Okay, so one has to give up such kind of mental concoctions and accept the Shastra as it is. If we just put some of our desires in between also, then things may not, it will be cloudy. We cannot understand things as they are. When we just completely surrender to the Shastras and spiritual master, they will reflect. There is no way that they will put some kind of personal opinions or impressions to change someone's. They will put the Shastras as they are, what is coming from Krishna. They are simply representative of Krishna. Okay, so likewise, one has to take complete shelter of the bona fide spiritual master and inquire submissively. Atato Brahma Jijnasa. Okay, that is from Srimad Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Okay, we shall move to Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. Okay, so today letter to Mukunda, December 7th, 1970, Indore. Okay, so we got Hemlata Mataji joined. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna everyone.
Nice to see you back, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Would you like to read this letter, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu. My dear Mukunda, please accept my blessings. I am in due receipt of your detailed letter number 2, dated November 28, 1970, with regard to the Region Park land. We sent you a telegram to send a certified copy of our constitution, and you also confirmed by telegram that it is not received yet. So far the Region Park land scheme is concerned, I have read over all your points, and further talks on these may be discussed on the receipt of the above mentioned documents. It's not practical proposal to request Sri uh, Rir Lalji to write to the High Commissioner. Another thing, you don't rely on Praful Patel. You find out your own place. When I was in London, this Praful Patel promised to see me many times, but he didn't come. Regarding telephone at uh, 6 Sexaria House or anywhere else, don't try to use telephone unnecessarily. Please offer my blessings to your wife, Srimati Janki Devi. I hope you are both in good health. Your ever well wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Please arrange to send all my book sales proceeds directly to the Nippon Printing Corporation, Tokyo, and let me know. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hari Bol.
You take care.
Yeah. In this letter, Prabhupada is um, actually giving instruction to Mukunda Prabhu regarding how he has been proceeding to get that land, I think. Prabhupada is he's telling him about a region park land scheme that he has gone through all the required documents, and he's instructing him not to request someone Sri Ralji um, not to approach High Commissioner and not to speak to Patel. I mean, one of the person who is involved, I think, and because he think Praful Patel is not a reliable person, and regarding and he's telling him not to make unnecessary phone calls to the Sexaria house, and he's sending his regards and blessings to his wife as well. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. That's what I understand.
Thank you, Mataji. It's a good reflections. So this is in this material world, people are very intelligent, and also they belong to like good communities. But how do we understand if they are a pure devotee or not? So some questions may be coming from the devotees. So here, whatever they speak, they do it. If they say it is not possible, it is not possible. And also, they follow the whatever they speak, they will be Satyam Priyahitam Chayat. This is called Anudbhegakaram Vakyam Satyam Priyahitam Chayat. Swadhyay Abhisanam Chaiva Vangmayam Tapu Uchyate. So this is Satyam. So one has to speak the truth. Priyahitam Chayat. And it is a darer and hitam. It should be useful for the opposite person when we speak. But here, when those people speak and then promise, but they do not do. So in that circumstances, no need to rely on such kind of people. Immediately, just if you touch the drop of water of a substance, we can immediately understand the substance. But it's in minute quantity. That is sufficient to understand what the person is by the conversations and by their activities. Okay, so a few points to reflect on how to deal with this material world. Okay, so that is one good reflection. Thank you, Mataji. Very nicely explained. Any other comments, dear devotees? Okay, so that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter and from the announcements point of view. So today evening we don't have any programs, and from tomorrow, again Monday, our activities would continue, regular activities. And coming Tuesday, Meena Mataji is going to be the speaker for the preaching practice session. That is about our upcoming events. Okay, and I don't have any specific event updates. And the devotees, if you have got any updates, if you are going into the temple or anything, events, or you wanted to share, kindly share. Okay, we have got few more minutes, 3 more minutes for going to Dharmadrashtakam. In case if devotees have got any questions, kindly also ask.
Prabhuji, I was just going to say, it's not this week, obviously, last week's event on Wednesday, the Ankot Day, Govardhan Puja, that was which was celebrated at the manor. Unfortunately, I missed the Govardhan Puja because we were helping outside, but it was really nicely done. They had got the deities in the Haveli as well. And there was some nice preaching session. But also what they did was they gave all the uncut prasadam to all the people. So nothing was kept there. Everything was just, whatever just was offered to the lordships, they were all given away in little cups to all the people who came. So it was so nicely done. Everyone got a chance to have the Mahaprasad that day. So yeah, I just wanted to just say that it was so nicely thought of and reflecting on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. So we got an opportunity from Sham Prabhuji. So he has also showed some of the clippings from the Annakota on that day, Govardhana Puja day. Small things. But thank you so much, Mataji, for sharing those. Any other points, dear devotees? Okay, so in that case, so we shall move on. So we are in 2 minutes past, 2 minutes early. So today, this Narsim Damodarastakam by Shri Govindas Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
So when you're ready, Prabhuji, thank you for kindly accepting the service, and nice to see you, Prabhuji, after your second initiation. We are fortunate to have you and the
Thank you,
second
Prabhu.
year for the deities here.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So
Hare Krishna.
when you're ready, Prabhuji. And dear devotees, if you are doing ghee lamp offering, kindly start. Yes, Prabhuji.
Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Shri Radhe Jaya Yashoda Damodara Yashoda Damodara Yashoda Damodara Shri Radhe Namam Ishwaram Sachi Anantarupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam Yashodhabiyolo Kaladavamanam Paramrishta Madhyanta Todrutya Gopya Rudam tam muhurnetra yugmam rajantam karam bhoja yugmena satankanetram muhu swasakam patri rekankakanta stita graivam damodaram bhaktipadam इति दृक्ष्वलीलाभिरनन्तकुन्ते स्वघोषं निमज्जन्तम् आज्ञापयन्तम् तदीयेषु जानेषुर्भक्तैर्जितात्वम् पुनः प्रेमतस्तं शतावृत्तिवन्ते Varam deva moksham na mokshasvatimba nachanyam praneham vareshatapiha itam teva purnata gopala balam sadha me manasya virastam kimane Itam te mukambojam adyanta nilai Vrutam kundala snigdha raktasya gopyam मुहुश्चुम्बितं बिम्बरक्तधरं मे मनस्याविरस्तम् आलं लक्षलाभे नमो देवदामोदर अनंत विष्णु प्रसीद प्रभो दुःखजालदिमग्नम् कृपादृष्टिवृष्ट्यातिदीनं बतानु गृहाणे समाम् आज्नं एदक्ष्यदृक्ष्या कुबेरात्मजौ भद्रमूर्त्यययत्वा त्वया मोक्षिचौ भक्ति भाजकृतौ च तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकाम्य प्रयच्छ न मोक्षे ग्रहो मे श्रीधामोदरेह नमस्तेस्तु धाम्ने स्फुरति दीप्ताम्ने त्वदीयोदरायत विश्वस्य धाम्ने नमो राधिकायाय त्वाधिया प्रियायाय नमो नन्तलीलाय देवयतोऽव्यम् नमो राधिकाय त्वाधिया प्रियायाय नमो नन्तलीलाय देवयतोऽव्यम् नमो राधिकाय त्वाधिया प्रियायाय नमो नन्तलीलाय देवयतोऽव्यम् नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपम् लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम् यशोधाभियो लोकालादवमानम् परामृष्टमाद्यन्ततो धृत्य गोप्या हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा दामोदर राधा दामोदर श्री राधे जय राधा दामोदर राधा दामोदर श्री राधे जय यशोदा दामोदर श्री राधे जय यशोदा दामोदर श्री राधे जय राधा गोकुलानंत Radha Gokulananta Shri Radhe, Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Shri Shri Radha Dhamodara, Shri Shri Yashoda Dhamodara Bhagwan Ki Jai.
Hi. Thank you, Prabhuji. Very beautiful, Prabhuji. So divine. Thank you so much. Would you like to read the translation, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah. The Supreme Lord, whose form is the embodiment of eternal existence, knowledge, and bliss, whose shark shaped earrings are swinging to and fro, who is beautifully shining in the divine realm of Gokula, who I due to offense of breaking the pot of yogurt that his mother was churning into butter and then stealing the butter that was kept hanging from the swing, is quickly running from the wooden grinding mortar in fear of Mother Yashoda, but who has been caught from behind by her, who ran after him with greater speed. To that Supreme Lord Sri Damodar, I offer my humble obeisances. Seeing the whipping sticks in the mother's hand, he is crying and rubbing his eyes again and again with his two lotus hands. His eyes are filled with fear, and the necklace of pearls around his neck, which is marked three lines of a conch shell, is shaking because of his quick breathing due to crying. To this Supreme Lord Sri Damodar, whose belly is bound not with ropes, but with his mother's pure love, I offer my humble obeisances. By such childhood pastimes as this, he is drowning the inhabitants of Gokula in pool of ecstasy and is revealing to those devotees who are absorbing knowledge of his supreme majesty and opulence that he is only conquered by devotees whose pure love is imbued with intimacy and is free from all conception of awe and reverence. With great love, I offer again offer my obeisances to Lord Damodara hundreds and hundreds of times. O Lord, although you are able to give all kind of benediction, I do not pray to you for the boon of impersonal liberation, nor the highest liberation of eternal life in Vaikuntha, nor any other boon which may be obtained by executing 9 parts of bhakti. O Lord, I simply wish that this form of yours as Balagopal at Vrindavan may ever be manifest in my heart. From what is the use of me of any other boon beside this? O Lord, your lotus face is encircled by locks of soft black hair tinged with red, is kissed again and again by Mother Yashoda, and your lips are reddish like the bimba fruit. May this beautiful vision of your lotus face be ever manifest in my heart. Thousands of other benedictions are of no use to me. O Supreme Lord, I offer my obeisance unto you, O Dhamodara, O Ananta, O Vishnu, O Master, O my Lord, please be pleased upon me by showering a glance of mercy upon me. Deliver this poor ignorant fool who is immersed in an ocean of worldly sorrow and become visible to my eyes. O Lord Damodara, just as the two sons of Kuvera, Manigriva and Alakuvera, were delivered from the curse of Narada and made into great devotees by you in your form as a baby tied with a rope to wooden grinding mortar, in the same way, please give it to me, your own Prema Bhakti. I only long for this and have no desire for any kind of liberation. O Lord Damodara, I first of all offer my obeisance to the brilliantly effulgent rope which binds your belly. I then offer my obeisance to your belly, which is the abode of entire universe. I humbly bow down to your most beloved Srimati Radharani, and I offer all obeisance to you, the Supreme Lord, who displays unlimited pastimes. Shri Radha Damodari Bhagwan ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Prabhuji. So,
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for this opportunity.
thank you so much. Okay. Okay, that is from Damodarastakam. We got Riddhi Mataji joined. Hare Krishna, Riddhi Mataji. Please accept our humble obeisances. Thank you for joining, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay. And any other reflections, dear devotees, before we move on to Ramayana? Okay, thank you so much. So we shall move to the next. So here we are in the Ramayana, next part. So in this Ramayana, Sri Ramachandra, he is moving towards the forest to the great sages, and then further that part is done. And then Agastya Rishi, so he has directed Ramachandra to go to the Panchavati, where he can make his residence. And Ramachandra, Lakshmana and Sita, they have come there and they have erected a nice hut for their on the banks of the Godavari river. I think it is next to the river, but it is mentioned. And then there, when Ramchandra was sitting after it had so many years passed, around 12 years passed. Then, and one day, Ramchandra was sitting in front of his hut. At that time, Shurpanakha, who is the sister of Ravanasura, who is living nearby with Kara and Doshna. And then when she was searching for food, she came upon Ramachandra and looking, and then she came and moved by the lust. She wanted to marry, she wanted to get Ramachandra as her husband, but Ramachandra denied. And then Ramachandra directed towards Lakshmana to make a fun because she has mentioned that she is a Rakshasi. She make a terrible fear in the heart of all the sages. And then when she spoke the truth, but here she is a demon. And then Ramchandra said, "Now I am married." So here Lakshmana is there. You can approach Lakshmana. And then the nature of demon is she went to Lakshmana and then approached in the same way. Lakshmana, just make me as your wife, so we will sport in this forest. And Lakshmana says, I'm the servant of Ramchandra. If you just marry me, then you need to serve Sita. So I serve Ramchandra, you need to serve. But if you just approach Ramchandra, then so likewise, Lakshmana, he took the gist of the fun mood of Ramchandra and then made those conversations with her. And then later on, she was impatient. Shurpanakha was impatient, and then um, Ramchandra, by impatient, what she said, I will kill Sita and then devour her, and then I will marry you, Ramchandra. She is the only one in between. And then Ramchandra got angry, and then he instructed Lakshmana, don't make fun of this Shurpanakha, this demons. So just punish her, just cutting. And then Lakshmana, she has cut the ears and nose of Shurpanakha. Okay, so likewise, growing impatient, if it is her who stands between you and me, I shall now devour her. So after that, Ramchandra also instructed Lakshmana, oh my dear brother, even though she is a demon, but because do not slay her, she is a woman. And then Lakshmana, he just sliced off her demon's long nose and pointed ears. Surpanaka screamed in pain. She realized the brothers were formidable and quickly ran off into the woods. Her dissonant and horrible cries could be heard disappearing into the distance as she retreated. She bled profusely and raised her arms and she ran, roaring like a monsoon cloud. Okay, this is where in the last session we were discussing in last Sunday. It is a very beautiful pastime. Surpanaka, in her previous life, sorry. So this is the desire of Surpanaka. But in her next life, she became a Kubja in the Madura. She became a servant of Kamsa. She was preparing all the perfumes and scents for Kamsa. When Krishna and Balaram, they have entered Madura, at that time, he asked Kubja that give me the perfumes to me and this is Chandana and all those stuff. Then Kubja appreciated Krishna's beauty, and there is no other person that who can take this kind this chandana from me. So, and then she, very with loving and affection, she has applied onto Krishna's face. Because she has got a desire, Surpanaka has got a desire to have Ramachandra in that previous life. That desire still carried in the heart of Kubja. Now Kubja is giving, and Krishna immediately to show some benediction to Kubja, she lifted her. Kubja means whose body is bent in different places, and she was a kind of a ugly, say we can say ugly woman. But Krishna, by the touch of Krishna, so she became very beautiful, and all her bends were straightened. She became beautiful again. And then later on the request of Kubja, Krishna fulfilled her desire. So that is her previous life Surpanaka, the later life Kubja. That one mentioned in the Garga Samhita. Okay, so by that one, understanding the Surpanaka's mode as part of the Ramayana. So we shall continue from here. Now, Surpanaka, she bled profusely and raised her arms as she ran, roaring like a monsoon cloud. We shall continue from here. Okay, I request dear devotees, kindly take a turn to read page by page. So we give first opportunity to Riddhi Mataji. Mataji, would you like to read Mataji, or you would like to take a 10-second turn, something like that, by observing other devotees?
Yeah, I'll take next time.
Okay.
It's like it's just on my phone. I haven't opened like on like a bigger screen, so maybe next time.
Yeah, sure, Mataji. Thank you. Okay, Gaurangi Mataji, would you like to start reading Mataji? The first four paragraphs, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Okay, Prabhuji. Okay. The Rakshasi uh, sought her brother Kara, who was the leader of the Rakshasa in the forest. Going before him, uh, drenched in blood and crying loudly, she dropped upon the ground like a bolt from the blue. Kara sat surrounded by um, numerous powerful Rakshasa. He was holding a massive club. When he saw his sister's state, he frowned. What fool has done this to you? The Rakshasa um, snarled. Who has ignorantly guarded a uh, poisonous serpent with his finger? Whoever has access with you has fastened around his neck the nose of death. Tell me, especially, O sister, who will today meet with his end at my hands? Kara stopped up. He was proud and arrogant. He took the offense to his sister as a personal insult. Who could possibly have been so bold as to provoke me? He thundered, whose foaming blood will soak the earth today. Worst place will the Velocer delightedly tear from his body when he lies slain by me on the battlefield. Quickly tell me the name, the where about of the words. I do not see a being in the three worlds of heaven, earth, and hell who would dare challenge me, including Indra himself. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So here, the Rakshasi, the Shurpanakha, so she went to her brother, so where Kara and Dhoshana, along with other 14,000 demons, they are living nearby. So what their business is, they go to the forest and make terrible fear in the heart of all the sages or human beings. They devour those innocent people. So that is the nature of demons. And then here, one side here, Surpanaka fell on the bowl, and then immediately the state of the demons, without inquiring what is done, what is the root cause of the issue, without thinking that they have done this to us, how dare they are, in such a way, they're putting themselves as, what fool has done this to you, Rakshasas? And then because the people, there is no honesty. Here one said Surpanaka, she is a demoness, other side also demon. Khara, he is also demon. They do not understand the intricacies, what is the root cause of the issues. Immediately they would see outside reasons what has happened in front of them. And he is mentioning who has ignorantly goaded a poisonous serpent with his finger. So already he is a demon. So without any harm, he will go and make it terrible. But now they have unnecessarily goaded a poisonous serpent in such a way he only mentioning here. So now they would see death in my hands. And then here, just to please Shurpanakha, he is saying those words. Who could possibly have been too bold as to provoke me? So this is the nature of the demons, and whose foaming blood will soak the earth. So generally, it would happen in the whenever Kshatriyas means they give protection, and here Kara is kind of one of the leader of these demons. He is also putting such kind of things. But some people, they are proud of their strength. They are Atma Sambhavitaha Stabdha Dhanamana Madhanvitaha Ahankaram Bhalam Darpam Kam Kurodam Jasamsritaha. So these are the nature of the demonic people. Ahankaram Balam Darpam, by looking at their strength. Kamam Kurodam Jasamsritaha. So Krishna says that. So if they have got kamam krodam, what happens? Tanaham dushitaha kruran samsareshu naradhaman. If they are coming with the this kamam, krodham, lobham, the three things which are trividasyedham narakam, nashinam atmanaha, so dvaram nashinam atmanaha. These are three paths to the hell. One is the desire, that is our lust or desire. Second one is the anger. Third one is the greediness, lobham. These are the kamam, krodham, lobham, trividham narakasyedam, three paths to the hell. So here he is immediately got angry, and then he wanted to go into the to challenge whoever has done that to Surpanakha. He is including Indra himself. Okay, so we shall move on further. What Surpanakha is going to say. So next, can I request Hemlata Mataji to read next page, next four paragraphs, please?
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Um, Shurpanakha gathered her senses and answered her furious brother. She told him how she had been Ram and Lakshman. She had she had seen Ram and Lakshman in the forest, appearing young and tender, but obviously possessed of terrific strength. These two brothers look like Gandharva kings. She said they are dressed like ascetics and seem to be in perfect control of their senses. I could not ascertain if they were humans, gods, or some other divine beings. In their midst, I saw a young lady of faultless form and beauty who shone like the moon. On account of that lady, I was reduced to this state by those two brothers. Shopnakha asked her to kill them immediately. Holding a cloth to her wounded face, she said, I long to drink the blood of that slender woman as well as of those two brothers. Quickly accomplish my desire. Dear brother, go now to where they are staying and slay them in an encounter. Khara at once ordered 14 powerful Rakshasas to go and attack the two princes. He told his sister to accompany them, but these Rakshasas have made short work of those three. You may drink their gushing blood, dragging their corpse on the field of battle, pierce their soft flesh with your long teeth. Like clouds, uh, Like clouds driven in a storm, the 14 Rakshasas, along with the Shurpanakha, sped towards Ram's hermitage. As they arrived, they saw Ram seated at ease with Sita in front of their hut. Lakshman was nearby chopping firewood. Ram saw the Rakshasas entering the area of his hermitage, and he said to Lakshman, "Wait here by Sita's side, O son of Sumitra. I shall quickly dispatch these evil marauders of the forest. Indeed, I have long awaited just such an opportunity." Hare Krishna. Shila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu.
So here, Surpanakha. Shurpanakha. So now, once she was punished by Lakshmana, she went to went to Khara, his brother, and then just speaking all these things, and then explaining about the Ramachandra, Lakshmana, and Sita Devi. So, because she doesn't know the power of Ramachandra, and Rama, Lakshmana, and Sita are waiting there in the Panchavati, their main business is to annihilate the Rakshasas. That is the word promise he has given to the sages in the forest. But he has been waiting for 12 years, but no Rakshasas have come. But somewhere or other, Surpanakha, she came, taking that opportunity. Now, she only bringing other Rakshasas nearer to Ramachandra. And now here, Surpanakha's behavior. So what she is saying, on account of Sita, I was reduced to this state by those two brothers. But is that true? Actually, it is the Surpanakha's desire. And because of her restless desire, either I want Rama, if it is not Lakshmana, again, if Lakshmana not, again Rama. And if anything is causing in between, that is going to be my enemy. This is the nature in this material world as well. When we are trying to fulfill our desires, if anyone comes in between to cooperate, they are our friends. If they are not cooperating, they are our enemy. This is the nature of this material world. But that should not be, because everyone are in their own path. Either cooperate or not cooperate. But what is the real enemy is our desire. Our sense gratification is the first enemy. So that's why a devotee has to divert all the desires to render service unto Krishna. It will purify him. All Shastras says the same thing. Having a desire, sense gratification, it is a disease. This is the Amaya. Amayo yasya bhutanam jayate yena suvrata. Tadevihi amayam dravyam na punati chikichitam. That desires, when it is making a disease to ourselves, the soul, because of that, he is taking the body and trying to fulfill those desires. But when you try to do divert those desires to render service to Krishna, it will turn into the medicine. It will turn into medicine. So here, Surpanakha said, but she is orchestrating our entire story in a different way. So, because on the account of that lady, I was reduced to this state by those two brothers. And then her immediately, how she is mentioning, she asked Kara to kill them immediately. To whom she is killing? To She went to Ramachandra to desire to have Ramachandra as her husband. And now, because her desire is not fulfilled, and she was punished, and she was wounded, now she wanted to drink the blood of the Sita and also of those two brothers. So this is the nature of the demonic people. So quickly accomplish my desire, dear brother. And she wanted those things also to happen very quickly. And then Kara on the other side, he wanted to take all other Rakshasas, 14,000 Rakshasas. You also come with me. O Shurpanakha, we make off the short work by killing these three, you may drink their blood, their gushing blood, dragging their corpses on the field of blood. This is another way of again demoniac things. Okay, so now they have come to the Rama's hermitage. As soon as they have arrived near, and Rama looked at ease and with Sita. So during the time, and then he made arrangement that, oh Lakshmana, you wait here by Sita's side. Now I will dispatch these evil marauders of the forest. So these people are killing out so many sages in the forest. Now I have long waited just such an opportunity. Okay, so now Rama's desire to fulfill the desires of the sages and the demigods. Now Rama got opportunity. Okay, we shall continue. Okay, so can I request Hangma Mataji to read next page, Mataji? Next 4 paragraphs, please.
Next 3 paragraph or 4 paragraph, Prabhuji?
Four paragraphs.
Hare Krishna. Ram stood up and strung his bow in an instant. He called out to the Rakshasas, "Halt, why do you seek to injure us? We live here peacefully, harming no one. Armed with my bow, I aim to make this forest free from the likes of you. If you have any love of life, then flee now and never return. Otherwise, stand on the battlefield and witness my show of strength." The Rakshasas looked at Rama and laughed. Each of them was twice as tall as Rama. Their bodies were hugely powerful and they were equipped with fierce weapons. They considered Rama's threat comical. It was a rare human who could face even one Rakshasa in battle, and there were 14. Their leader replied harshly to Rama. "Foolish human, what power do you have to face us in battle?" he said, his voice resounding around Rama's hermitage like a great drum. "You have angered our master Kara and thereby brought death upon your head. Hit by our iron clubs and swords, you will soon succumb to our might. Boast while you can, for in a moment you will give up your valor and indeed your life." All 14 Rakshasas rushed at Rama. They roared loudly and hurled iron darts. Rama stood his ground. Releasing 14 arrows, he cut down the darts as they flew at him. The Rakshasas raised their swords and closed on Rama, their mouths open and their eyes bloodshot. Rama, moving more quickly than the eye could see, at once fired 14 arrows one after another at each of the demons. His long, straight shafts were made wholly of iron, with points sharpened on stone. They screamed through the air and hit each demon in the chest. Their hearts ripped apart. The Rakshasas fell to the earth, soaked in blood, like 14 great trees felled by a storm. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so this one, this Ramayana was translated by His Holiness Bhaktivikas Swami. It is Valmiki Ramayana. Okay, but it is aligning to the Srila Prabhupada's teachings. Okay. So here, when they have all these demons have come to here to kill Rama, Lakshmana, Sita. So and then immediately Rama says to them, "Why do you seek to injure us?" So Rama always speaks the truth. "We live here peacefully, harming no one. Armed with my bow, I aim to make this forest free from demons like you, from the likes of you." So to remove the demons. If you have any love of life, then flee now and never return. So when Ramchandra says that, these Rakshasas, they are very tall, twice as tall as Ramchandra. So in those ages, now in this age of Kali Yuga, people are of 6 feet. And previously, there may be 12 feet, 18 feet, like that. And we can imagine how big these demonic people would be. So here, their bodies were hugely powerful and they were equipped with fierce weapons. And then they consider Rama's threat as comical. It is natural that as soon as we see and estimate, oh, this is a small person, what can he do? but they don't know the power of Ramchandra, because by this time he has received most of the weapons from Vishwamitra and Vasistha, and they were properly tried with the Astras and Shastras both. Okay, and here, and as soon as they heard the words of Ramchandra, their leader replied harshly to Ramchandra, "Foolish human, what power do you have to face us in battle?" And he said in voice sounding around Rama's hermitage like a great drum, "You have angered our master Khara and thereby brought death upon your head. Hid by our iron clubs and swords, you will soon succumb to our might. Boast while you can." So in a moment you will give up your way, valor, and indeed your life. So as soon as he says that, on all his 14 Rakshasas rushed to Ramchandra. And then by roaring, so at that time what Ramchandra is doing, he stood his ground, releasing 14 arrows. He cut down the darts as they flew at him. It is the expertise of the Kshatriyas, using the bow and arrows. Okay, so and then during that one, so he has killed all of these demons. Their hearts ripped apart, and Rakshasas fell to the earth and soaked in blood like 14 great trees fell by a storm. Okay, it is a very beautiful pastime again. Uh, Whenever Ramchandra fights, it is interesting for all the demigods take a audience in the sky and watch. Okay, so it is just starting point for Ramchandra now, for his show now. Okay, just we'll continue further. Jayaved Mataji, would you like to read the next page, Mataji, please?
Hare Krishna, yes, thank you. Shurpanakha was astonished to see Rama's prowess. Surely he was not an ordinary man, nor his weapons those of an ordinary warrior. She ran away in fear and disappointment and fell again before Khara. Khara looked at her in surprise. "Why are you still crying?" he asked. "I have already sent 14 brave fighters to oblige you. Those Rakshasas are unassailable and devoted to pleasing me. Without doubt, they will satisfy your desire. With me and my army as your protector, why do you wail?" Shurpanakha told her brother what had happened. She sat before him trembling, with blood encrusted on her face and clothes. Khara listened in amazement as she spoke. "Although your 14 fighters were angry and impetuous, they were quickly slain by Rama. He exhibited fearsome energy and power. His arrows were like rods of death. All 14 Rakshasas are now prostrate upon the ground, killed easily by Rama. O Khara, my mind is possessed by terror when I think of Rama. Be my protector." Shurpanakha rolled about on the ground, beating her chest and shedding tears. She mocked her astonished brother, trying to goad him into battle with Ram. "What is the use of your idle boasts? Go and face Ram in a fight. You will soon see your energy and pride humbled. Or if you actually do have any power, then let it be proved. Slay the two brothers today and avenge me and your 14 servants." Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So here, again, how this Surpanaka is trying to orchestrate the scene. So she went to she has now astonished to see Rama's prowess at one side, and she understood that Rama is not an ordinary man, and his weapons, his bow and arrows were received from Agastya Rishi. What is that bow? It is the bow used by Vishnu in the previous times to kill the demons, that golden bow and the quivers. Agastya Rishi, he has brought by his mystic power and he has given to Ramachandra. Before that itself, Ramachandra was he was so powerful. He received all the kinds of weapons from even Vishwamitra also. So this Ramachandra's bow name is Kodanda, Rama. Okay, so and so this is what it is. It is Saranga Bhav. It is also called Saranga Bhav. And here, after Surpanakha has narrated all this story, Khara was a bit surprised. And then, before knowing, so before she narrated story, he was surprised to hear why she is still crying and all those things. And later, when she narrated, and again, he is now saying that with angry, she is provoking Kara in such a way, she mocked her astonished brother. One statement here, trying to goad him into battle with Ramachandra. So here, the nature of Surpanakha is very key role here to make this entire battle. And in the whenever Rama was leaving from Ayodhya to forest, at that time Kaikeyi was used by the demigods. So that her intelligence was deluded. And then she was very stubborn in asking those two boons from Dasharatha, make him to send Ramchandra to the forest and make Bharata to be king. Even though everyone are telling her, but she wouldn't listen. Okay, the nature of women was used by the demigods, but here Surpanakha again. So Surpanakha, she is orchestrating so many things happening because of her lusty desires. And then 14 demons were dead. And then coming to here, she is now goading Khara also with her provoking. She mocked her astonished brother, trying to goad him into battle with Rama. She knows that now she has witnessed the power of Ramachandra. Okay, so now here, what is the use of your idle boast? Go out and face Rama in a fight. You will soon see your energy and pride humble. She wanted, in other way, uh, all of her, she is putting her brothers in the risk of their lives. Okay, that is the nature of Surpanakha. Slay the two brothers today and avenge me and your 14 servants. So the problem is getting bigger and bigger. Okay, we shall move on further. Meena Mataji, would you like to read next 3 paragraphs, Mataji, please?
Yes, Raji. Hare Krishna. Yes, my class. From where? Sorry, just missed it. Supankha was delighted. Okay, yeah. Kara rose up like a serpent that had just been kicked. He screamed in anger in the midst of the other demons. He roared, "My fury is immiscible. It cannot be held in check any more than a mighty ocean wave. By virtue of my strength, I hold this human Rama of no account whatsoever. His life is already ended. Dry your tears, sister. Today you will see Rama sent to Yamraja abode. After I serve his head with my axe, you will drink his hot blood." Shurpanakha was delighted. She praised her brother as a giant among the Rakshasa, despite his boast. However, Kara considered Rama a formidable opponent. He gave instruction to his brother and general Dusan, Dushana, Dushana, O valiant of O valiant one, prepare my chariot, fill it with every kind of weapon, order all of the 14,000 Rakshasa under my command to prepare themselves for battle. I myself will march at the head of the high-souled Rakshasa to destroy the arrogant Rama. Dusasan, Dushan, Dush, Dushan, Dushana, Fletch Kara, Dushan's Fletch Kara, huge golden chariot which shone like the sun and was drawn by 100 spotted horses. It resembled a peak of the golden Mount Meru. In its center, it had a large ensigned pole made of cat's eye jewels. The chariot was
bedecked with small gold bells, and its sides were stood with red and blue gems and embellished with carving of alligators, flowers, mountains, lions, tigers, and flocks of birds. Many flags flew from tall poles, and it had 8 golden wheels. Kara indignantly ascended the chariot and, raising his sword, ordered the army to advance with a great clamor. The vast army sallied forth from the Janastana forest, holding clubs, darts, razor-sharp axes, javelins, maces, swords, scimitar's, bows, and sharpened discuses. They moved off, all shouting their battle cries. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So now, as soon as Kara has heard the words of Shurpanakha, now he is like a hissing serpent, rose up like a serpent that had been just kicked. So this is the nature of this. What is the serpent nature is that it is always shows anger. People with so much of anger, they will take birth in the species of the serpents. Okay, so that comes, they are always envious. And then here he wrote, and his brother is a Dhoshana. He is mentioning to Dhoshana that prepare my chariot. We will go and punish Ramchandra. So, and also telling that Surpanaka, you can, once I sever the head of Rama, you will drink his hot blood. This is the words of demons. Generally, they, without understanding the root cause. So here, Surpanaka is playing a key role here. Okay, now he has prepared 14,000 demons and they're going towards Ramchandra's hut. Okay, and here the description of the demon's chariot was drawn by 100 spotted horses. And it is peak, like it is resemble a peak of golden Mount Meru. Okay, again, because these are all Karan, Dhoshana, Surpanaka, and they also belongs to the relatives of um, Ravanasara. Relatives of Ravanasara. Ravanasara has got a golden city in the Lanka. So they also derived the properties of um, Ravanasara. And Ravanasara has got all these things. It was forcibly taken from Kuvera. Forcibly taken from Kuvera. And then his father, Kuvera's father, and Ravana's father is Vishwa. I think his name is Vishrava. Vishrava, I think. So he's son of Pulaha. I think Pulaha Rishi. So Pulaha is son of Brahma. Pulaha son is Vishrava. Vishrava's sons are Kuvera and Ravanasara. Ravanasara is born to Kaikasi, but Kuvera was born to Idavida. So his name, Kuvera's mother is Idavida, I think. So later on, by the austerities and penance of Kuvera, he has got the Lanka. But Ravanasara, by his strength, he wanted to take forcibly from Kuvera. And then when Kuvera went to his father and says, so Vishrava, when he says, Ravanasara is taking me. But at the time, Vishrava says that, oh, my dear son, don't worry about it. So you go towards the northern direction, there where Alakapuri is there, which is nearer to Kailasa. So you can make your abode there. And then he has taken those instructions of his father and he went and Ravanasara occupied. And then he has made that Lanka with all the golden. That golden here, Kara and Doshana, there are some relatives of Ravanasara. They have got that property here and making their chariot bedecked with small gold bells and sides were studded. It is kind of a showing example of if you are a relative of Ravanasara. Okay, so this is just a description of it. And all this vast army sailed forth from the Janasthana forest, holding clubs, darts, razor sharp axes, javelins, maces, swords, scimitars, bows, and sharpened discs. They moved off, all shouting their battle cries. Okay, so that is how it is happening. So here, Shurpanakha has stirred that moment. We shall move on further. Usha Mataji, would you like to read the next 3 paragraphs, Mataji, please?
Yes, sir. Khara urged his charioteer is a spur on the horses. The sound of the swift moving chariot filled the four quarters. The army followed behind Khara, uh, some running on foot, some coursing through the air, others riding horses, and still others on the back of elephants. They were all seized with a desire to kill the enemy. As they drove forward, however, they saw various evil omens. The sky above them was covered with a huge grey cloud which poured down blood-red water. Khara's horses stumbled and fell even on level ground. The sun appeared to be surrounded by a dark red edge halo. A gigantic frightful vulture settled on Khara's ensign pole. Carnivorous beasts and birds cried in discordant notes and jackals yelled. The wind blew violently and thick darkness covered the four quarters. Stars flashed in the sky and meteors descended with roaring sounds. Kara felt his left arm throbbing violently. His voice grew faint and his eyes were filled with tears. A sharp pain filled his head and he heard a loud ringing in his ears. Even though he saw these omens, however, out of folly, Khara did not return. He laughed loudly and said to his followers, uh, disregard these evil potent O Rakshasas. They do not bother uh, me in the least, although they are terrible and inauspicious. I am able to stand before death himself. With my sharp arrows, I can shoot the stars from the sky. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So in this point, so he is going on a chariot along with all these soldiers. And when he was seeing, he sees the bad omens, evil omens. So this is omens. It is always important even for ourselves in our day-to-day life. We would see these things, but we may not observe properly due to the rush and different kinds of circumstances. We may not observe, but they will give indication to ourselves what needs to be done. So even for Ramachandra, when Sita Mata was observed, when Sita Mata was abducted by Ravanasura, he also see that some of the omens. But and also Jatayu also mentioned to Ramachandra that few of the omens, and also saying that assuring him Sita Mata is going to come back based on the omens and based on the time and circumstances. Ravanasura has abducted Sita. And also on the other side, when he was going in the forest, he observed some of the omens in the sky. So, and animals, way of animals, auspicious animals moving, and the birds are giving indications. It will also a good sign, and that he is going to meet Hanuman and Sugriva. So during the omens always give us some indication. And also here, when Krishna was in the Bhagavatam, when Yudhishthira was seeing this kind of bad omens in his kingdom during the time of when Krishna's departure to his abode back, he has seen so many omens. And also Arjuna also has seen some moments that even though he is powerful warrior, but he was being defeated in the hands of Gopas. But even the powerful Arjuna was defeated, and the wives of Krishna, when he was bringing wives of Krishna from Dwarka to Hastinapura, so at that time Arjuna was defeated by these Gopas, some of the rogues and thieves. They have stolen. Arjuna could not do anything, and it is also different kind of moment for Arjuna. What is going to be his action next? When there is no Krishna, what happens? So things may not appear properly. Okay, these are different omens that here Kara is also observing, but here is it because he is a demon, he does not bother about those omens. They are terrible and inauspicious. He also knows that one. And also here, a sharp pain filled his head and heard a loud ringing in his ears. But still, he does not worry about those things and going straight forward to face Ramachandra. Okay, this is the fighting and mood of demons. Okay, Riddhi Mataji, would you like to try? Just maybe if possible, you can read in the phone. If it is not, then that's all right. Okay, that's fine. Yes, I shall read a page and then we'll stop there and then we'll ask the devotees for any reflections. Kara rallied foolishly, considering the omens to be sent by the gods, for whom he cared little. He raised his battle axe and bellowed, making the earth shake. How can I return without slaying Rama and Lakshman, who are so proud of their strength? Today my sister will be gratified with the blood of those humans. I have never been defeated in battle, and I am unafraid even of Indra when he stands with the whole heavenly host. So here, this is one thing in this particular, considering omens to be sent by gods. Okay, but here he is proud of his strength now, Kara. The demons felt joy upon hearing Kara's valiant speech, as if bound and dragged by noose of death, they raced toward Rama's hermitage. So in the sky, many rishis assembled to witness the encounter. Now gods, Gandharvas, Siddhas, and Charanas came in their aerial cars. Okay, they have assembled in the sky. Now they wanted to see the show of Ramachandra. Whenever Rama and Krishna are in the battlefield, all the demigods come together. Like many people of this material world, when there is a new movie coming, everyone are going to the reserve their seats and then go. Likewise, demigods, they're all coming in their aerial cars. The celestial beings who are friendly to all spoke together. May all be well with the Brahmins, they said, even as Vishnu conquered the foremost demons with his discus weapon, may Rama annihilate the Rakshasas. So it is to fulfill the demigod's desire, Ramachandra has appeared to annihilate the Rakshasas. While the gods looked on, Khara, surrounded by his powerful generals, rushed forward, eagerly seeking combat. The Rakshasas suddenly approached the two princes, even as a group of airplanes might rush toward the sun and moon. So, from his hermitage, Rama had also seen the evil omens. Behold these portents, O brother, foreboding the imminent destruction of the Rakshasas. These grey clouds are raining blood, while my arrows are shaking in their quivers. So this undoubtedly means death will soon overtake the entire Rakshasa horde. Rama felt his right arm throb and his mind becoming enlivened. Such favorable omens indicated his victory. Although all around him he saw evil portents, he concluded that there would shortly be an encounter between himself and the Rakshasas, from which he would emerge victorious. So here, Rama's right arm throbbing, that means it is a victory. When the left arm is throbbing for Khara, it is a evil omen. So this is one of the takeaway points for ourselves. Okay, and then here Rama is going to see that he is going to be victorious. Okay, let us see if there is any stop point here. Okay, so here let us just only will end up here. I think it is very interesting to read what is going to happen. So, okay, we'll do a few more paragraphs. Rama knew his brother was longing to confront the Rakshasas, but Sita, so this is previous paragraph. Rama contemplated in this way. He heard the distant crash of Kara's advancing army. The sound of beating drums and roaring Rakshasas filled the air. Quickly taking Sita by the hand, Rama said to Lakshman, "Take this delicate princess to some safe cave on the mountain. Please do not hesitate." Rama knew his brother was longing to confront the Rakshasas, but Sita had to be protected. Lakshman obeyed Rama's order immediately and took Sita to concealed cave, which was difficult to reach. After placing her inside, he stood at the entrance holding his bow. Rama put on golden coat of mail Agastya had given him. He strapped on the two inexhaustible quivers of arrows and tied his sword to his belt. Standing rooted to the spot, Rama looked like a brilliant flame. Suddenly appearing in darkness, he twanged his bow, which filled the quarters with its terrifying sound. Okay, now Rama is prepared at one side and all the demons at another side, and Sita Mata is safe in the cave while Lakshmana was guarding Sita Devi. So now the gods looked on, eager for the Rakshasas to be destroyed. They're watching the movie, so that show. They gazed at Rama, who stood fearlessly before the charging Rakshasas. He resembled the invincible Shiva, seized with fury, but he was single-handedly facing 14,000 terrible demons. Curious to see the outcome, the gods watched in anticipation. Okay, so this is the curiosity of the demigods. Okay, I I request dear devotees to share your what you wanted to do. So think any options. It is very beautiful. You wanted to hear further, or you wanted to stop and reflect on the Ramayana. Any comments, dear devotees?
We can hear more, Prabhu. Little bit more we can do.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. There is some other commitment I have to do, so I will be leaving shortly. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhu. I have to leave as well. I have to go somewhere.
Sure, Mataji.
Okay.
Okay, so we shall continue this one and then use a few minutes time for reflecting on this so far. And the devotees, if you have got any questions, kindly ask, or you wanted to share anything, kindly share on this side and the Ramayana. So here mostly we would see Jayaved Mataji.
Oh, no. Sorry, Prabhuji, are you continuing? Then I won't speak now. Sorry. I will.
I'm not continuing Mataji. So
Oh,
this is
oh.
all the battle of Rakshasas and Ramchandra Pravas.
Okay. No, just one or two points that came into my mind. I'm slightly intrigued. Is that this Valmiki Ramayana seems some of the aspects seem very different to the Tulsidas Ramayana. So that was one thing, because all this description, I don't even remember seeing or reading about it in the Tulsi Das Ramayana. So it's nice to know about all this. And the other thing was about the omens. So you mentioned that there might be omens in our
material life as well, but I wouldn't know of them. I don't know whether you would be able to give any examples or anything. And the third thing was when the fighting, before the fighting starts, Lord Ram gives an opportunity to them. So that's something I quite like, that he didn't just start fighting. You know, when Shurpanakha goes and gets Khara, and they come to the forest. I think at that time it was only just few people, few demons he brings with him. But even then, Lord Ram gives them an opportunity to flee the battle rather than fight, but they didn't take it. So that's something that stuck with me. Thank you.
Very beautiful. Thank you so much, Mataji. So here, the first point, it is the Valmiki Ramayana. So it takes the priority of all other versions of Ramayana. That is what, because it was instructed by Narada Muni to Valmiki, and also Brahma came to Valmiki and also says those statements. And Valmiki could enter into the heart of Rama and everyone else, and then understand what is happening. And then he composed all this Valmiki Ramayana. So that is authenticated version. So later on, different versions, minor things are changed, but still we take this one as a reference first. It takes the highest priority, okay, from the Ramayana perspective. But if there are anything that, if it is aligning to the devotion to Ramachandra, it is accepted, but not deviating. But all the devotees who have composed, they would be aligning to the main Ramayana only. Okay, so that is one point to reflect. And with regards to the omens, omens here, different kinds of omens, auspicious animals like the cows and the deers, and these are all auspicious animals, horses. If they are going on the right directions, towards us, it is a good portent. If we see the cow, it is auspicious. When we are going outside of the home, if we see any person bringing with a full pot of water, it is auspiciousness. And if any woman coming with all kinds of sindura and nicely dressed, auspicious women, devotees, especially if they're coming, it is auspicious for the person. His activities are going to be completed, or he will be successful in his endeavors. And if he is facing a woman like widow, it is inauspicious, and that person is advised to stay home for some time and drink water, and then once things are clear, then he can move. These are differently omens we see, small things. It is embedded in our day-to-day life. It is our Sanatana Dharma. People who are living in the villages, they know all these things. I also from the village, so I have observed all these things, and also we still follow sometimes when we say here. But as part of Krishna consciousness, because we always chant, we are not under the direction of nature, material world. But Krishna takes charge of the devotees. So dehopi daivashukah kalu karma yavat swarambakam pratisamikshata eva sasuhu. Devotees, they're directly under the control of Krishna. And this omens or anything, we do not worry about things, but in a small things, but as a more lead by example, we also show and live. We consider those things as well. But it is not the worst, because we are under protection of Krishna. Okay, that is the omen side. And Rama is always giving an opportunity to the opposite persons. First, he says, even not only these demons, even Ravanasura also, first of all, he informs. If he changes his mind and does the right thing, Rama will save him. And Rama does not kill him. But it's up to himself. Okay, so and also here, the arrows that Rama is using, Rama Nama and Rama Bhana, there is name of Rama and arrow of Rama, which is more powerful. There is a very beautiful pastime of this Bhana and Nama. A small movie also came, that is a Ramanjana Yuddham, battle between Hanuma and Ramachandra. It is not really battle. So just to orchestrate the story, to see the strength of Ramanama or strength of Ramabhana. But it is Nama only wins. And then Rama also was surprised at the end. Okay, so just a few things, but here Rama gives the opportunity for the opponents, okay, based on their interest, what they wanted to do. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I have one question as well, because since my childhood we used to attend like Sundarkand part here and there, and in North India Ramcharitmanas is more popular than Ramayana. We didn't know what was in the Ramayana because no one spoke to Ramayana like in a katha or whenever there is program at home. And I understand that Ramayana must be a very ancient than Ramcharitmanas. Ramcharitmanas is 500-600 maybe year old. So what is the difference, Prabhu, between these two scriptures?
So Valmiki Ramayana, so here Narada instructed Valmiki, and also Brahma also came to Valmiki and on their instructions, and then Valmiki has got reflection of Ramayana, what is going to happen, present, past, and future. Valmiki has got that reflection by the mercy of Brahma. So that is it takes the highest precedence. And later on, the devotees have also composed that will be mood of the devotees. And those moods are aligning to the main Ramayana, not deviating. It is aligning to Ramayana, main Ramayana, Valmiki Ramayana, then it is accepted as authenticated. Anukulyena Krishnanuselanam. But sometimes we may see it, but we do not know whether it is true or not. We may see only one version of it. But first of all, we need to see the authenticity of it. Authenticity comes from the bona fide spiritual succession.
Okay. So I have just one question, Prabhu. In South India, do they preach Ramayana or Ramcharitmanas? Because Ramcharitmanas is basically Hindi language. It was not written in Sanskrit or any other language. I'm not sure. What about in South India, Prabhu?
It is Valmiki Ramayana.
In South India, okay. Because these days I was there in Delhi and everywhere, this Ramcharitmanas part was happening during the time of Navratri and all. So that's what I was thinking. I never heard Ramayana part in anyone's home. So that's what I was thinking. Who preaches Ramayana?
So just what does Ramcharitmanas contains, Mataji?
Ramcharit same Prabhu from the birth of Ramchandra until the death of Ramayana, and it's in like chand or doha, like in 2 line or 4 line, like that. It is also like a song in a special. There is a tune for singing it like that.
Oh,
All incidents are included. What happened, how, who, all the characters are included in Ramcharitmanas. It's same, but when I'm going through this, whenever I attend this class, it seems same to me. But Ramayana is, I think, more detailed than Ramcharitmanas.
yes, so in this Ramayana, we have got 24,000 shlokas in the Valmiki Ramayana. So that is what here Bhakti Vikas Swami Maharaj, he has translated according to which is aligning to Krishna consciousness. and it is words as it is, without any changing the meanings of it.
Okay. One more thing it came in my mind. Is Ramchandra more merciful than Krishna, Prabhu?
So Ramachandra, we can understand who is most merciful. Ramachandra is also expansion of Krishna. So Ramadi Murti Shukala Nemenististu Nanavataram Akurod Bhuvaneshu Kintu Krishna Swayam Paramabhavat Krishna Swayam Param Samabhavat Paramaha Pumanyo Govindamadi Purusham Samaham Bhajami. One of the Krishna's expansion is the Rama. And during that time, if we observe the incidents, some of the incidents, like when any person comes to shelter of Ramchandra, immediately he gives protection. For example, when a crow is trying to disturb Sita Mata, and Brahma used Brahmastra, Rama used Brahmastra weapon to kill that crow. The crow is the son of Indra. And then the crow came and then fell at the feet of Sita Mata. Sita Mata asked Ramchandra, please show mercy. And then Rama gave protection. And later on in the Lanka fighting, Vibhishana, even the brother of Ravanasara, he came and then immediately he says, but at the same time he wanted to hear the opinions of Hanuman and other Sugriva, everyone else. But at the end he mentions, whoever come and take shelter of me, then even though he is the enemy, I will give the protection. But what they need to say, it is, I am the servant of Ramchandra, and I am the one of the member of Ramchandra's party. As soon as they say that, Rama immediately gives the protection. There is such kind of incidents. Some people ask at Ramchandra, if you think that tomorrow Ravanasura also coming and then surrendering to you, what happens? Then he says, I did not kill Ravanasura. I will give. First of all, this is the time when Ramchandra promised Vibhishana that I am going to give Lanka to you. You will become the king of Lanka. And then if Ravanasura comes later on, Rama says that I would give Ayodhya to Ravanasura. And what about Bharata? Son, he says that I would give Vaikunta to Bharata. And what about you? I would serve in the I would serve, I would stay in the heart of all my devotees and I serve them. Like these are the words of Ramchandra. Um, these our devotees are speaking when they're speaking the qualities of Ramchandra, how merciful Rama is. And Krishna, anyone comes either good person or bad person, immediately they are liberated if they are killed by Krishna. If they are surrendered, Krishna also never rejected. So they say two different dimensions. We cannot compare. Both are merciful devotees in their own paths, two different pastimes.
Yeah,
But
yeah, Prabhu. Yes, sorry.
yeah, both are the same personality. So, for example, if I am speaking at home, if I am speaking at office, if I am speaking in a different place, pilgrimage, same person is speaking in different places, different pastimes, but the mood is the same. So, for
Yeah.
example,
Yeah, but when we listen to some lectures, they say we cannot approach Krishna directly. We have to go through, like, Lord Nityananda is the Guru and Mahaprabhu's mercy and this and that. So many things we listen. So, how it seems Ram is more approachable than Krishna.
so Rama's nature is straightforward, but Krishna's nature is not straightforward. Of course, straightforward, but difficult to approach Krishna. So Ram in his day-to-day life, he shows how to live and how to live the life like that. Follow the instructions of the elders and follow. We can also follow those things. And approaching Ramchandra also, it is not very difficult. And everyone can follow the instructions. That's why everyone wanted to have Ramarajya.
Yeah.
And coming to Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. So sometimes Krishna says he's a Leela Purushottama. One side he does things like gopis pastimes. We cannot imitate those things and we may misunderstand those things. We cannot understand straightforward. But we have, if we hear Krishna's instructions, that is good for us. We cannot imitate Krishna's things. And we may, if we do not go through the Guru um, uh, towards Krishna, then we may make mistakes. It is not that much easy to approach Krishna without Guru.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Prabhu.
Krishna's pastimes, it is even the Vidura and Maitreya Rishi and Brahma also he mentions that it is very difficult to understand Krishna's pastimes. He is glorifying Krishna's all incarnations. Finally, Yasya avatar gunakarmana यस्य अवतारकर्माणि गायन्ति हस्मदादयः नयं विदन्ति तत्त्वेन तस्मै भगवते नमः. We cannot understand pastimes of Krishna. It is very difficult to enter into them. That's why simply glorify him. कितना देव कृष्णस्य मुक्तसङ्गः परं व्रजेत्. Simply instructs to Narada. Because he does one thing and he says one thing. To understand those things, we need a spiritual, bona fide spiritual master. It is difficult to understand Krishna.
Yeah, one more thing, like when I was talking to my relatives, and when we were having conversation about Krishna consciousness or all, so they were saying when we try to read Bhagavad Gita, we don't understand or we get bored after reading few pages or something like that. So I was telling them, like, you all say that we have to have bona fide guru or someone acharya, or how they will get these pandits or someone, because everyone will be talking their own mind, and they have to go somewhere in a temple or to approach, so it's not easy to find a bona fide master in a local community. So that's what I was thinking, how should I instruct them, how should I guide them?
Yes.
So
Yes, you're right, Mataji. It's not possible. Who are in the like normal, they call Hindus, like they generally approach some pandit and give money and come, bring them, and then they perform something. We don't know whether they're doing the right mantras or not, whether they're bona fide or not. We also don't know the mantras are right or not, what they're doing. So in such a way, we just give and finally satisfied, just with only that. But uh, these things cannot go, but that is the nature of this material world.
yeah,
What?
and most of the relatives, they have Bhagavad Gita at home, but it's like from the Gita Press. Gita Press Bhagavad Gita doesn't have, it has just translation of that slok, 3-4 line, that's it. Then another slok, then another slok. So there is no interest in that. There are no examples, no proper purport or translations. So it is boring. Actually, I brought one Bhagavad Gita Press from my father. He had 3-4. I thought I'll take one, but I was looking at this one and the other one, so much different. That's why people are bored. It doesn't, they don't feel like going through it after reading few pages, because they don't understand. It's not easy. It's a
Yes,
different language. In Hindi also, language is so difficult. You don't understand the meaning of the simple words. They're not simple words, actually. You need dictionary, because we don't speak that pure Hindi as well.
yes, Mataji.
So difficult. So I was thinking I'll ask you when I come back how to guide them. And my father he will just read the slok translation, that's it. So I gave him Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita, because it has so many examples and other things, so, and references from Bhagavatam and all. So I hope he will read that, but he has 2-3 more. I don't know which one he is considering.
Yes. So here, Bhagavad Gita Bhagavatam, it gives practical analogies. Prabhupada's purports give practicality in our day-to-day life. It would reflect. It is connecting to the spirituality to this modern world for all of us. That's why we have to get attracted. It is practicality. Um,
Yeah.
Otherwise, I also read some Bhagavad Gita, but only the shlokas, and then understanding that again, looking at the people, and they do different things after reading. No, Bhagavad Gita says this, but people are not doing it. Why they are doing so many gap is there. When we read Prabhupada's book, the connection is that Bhagavad Gita and this modern, we're connecting to the modern world. Why people are acting? Because infected by material desires, um, trying to fulfill sense gratifications. That we can, and that is the main problem. And then how that can be nullified, sense gratification through Krishna consciousness. And how to in Krishna consciousness, again coming into the devotees and then uh, inviting devotees, performing bhajans and eating prasadam, singing and dancing and staying with the devotees, like-minded devotees. That way we maintain the purity, follow the regulative principles, chant Hare Krishna. Essential thing is chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, follow the regulative principles. Because it is lacking in the so-called Hindu community, because they do not have any reality. What is right, what is not right, they do not know.
Yeah, they don't talk about chanting.
Yes, that is the problem. Chanting is the austerity. Yajnanam japa yajnosmi. Krishna says, Yajnehi sankirtana prayehi yajantihi sumedasaha. This is the for intelligent people, not for everyone. Here it contains austerities and penances. In Krishna conscious, this is the only society in this entire world which gives the true scriptural injunctions as they are, which follows the regulative principles and chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra as per the scriptures, without any mental speculations, assumptions. That's why it is the topmost. If anything comes, whatever that the scriptures it may come and argue it, it cannot stand in front of Krishna consciousness. Because here people does not speak on the opinions or what is good. They do not judge based on their mental speculation. They take from bona fide and the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita scriptures. They show all these evidences. Because of that we follow. And everything comes from Krishna. We do not deviate from Krishna consciousness. It occupies all of our time and it will protect us from falling into this materialistic entanglement.
Yeah, yeah, and moreover, they listen to these songs, this filmy type songs or these bhajans which are written by anyone. No one knows who wrote these. Every day there are new songs coming up. So if they like the tune, they keep listening all day. Same same bhajan,
Yes.
which is written by this newcomer singers or
Yeah, that
whosoever. So yeah, they don't stick to.
yes,
Yeah, I understand what you mean, Prabhu. Yeah.
yeah, that does not help because here devotees they go through austerities and penances. That's why when they sing, it comes from the heart. It has got a real reflection, and whoever hears, it has got impact on their heart as well, heart and mind. But the movie songs, they take some money and then do it because there is some kind of self-interest.
Yeah, it's a business, Prabhu.
It's a business that does not have any impact. It's a waste of time. Even the songs and they are very good, pleasing to the senses, but that is not good. It will harm us more.
Yeah.
This is
Thanks.
Avaishnava Mukhabuddhinam. Nashravanam Kartavyam. Rupa Goswami says, Avaishnava Mukhabuddhinam. Whatever comes from the Avaishnava's face or mouth of Avaishnava, who is not Vaishnava, then Nashravanam Kartavyam. So one should not hear. Potam Harikata Amrutam. Sarpochistam Yadapayaha. The Krishna Katha is very pure, but it is like a Sarpa Bucchistam. A snake touched that one and then Yatapayaha. Whenever the snake touches the milk, pure milk, and then it is not used for consumption by other people, immediately there is a death. In the similar way, if Krishna about Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, if anyone is speaking who is not a devotee, and if one hears, their spiritual life is risky. They may deviate from the real path. Many people, 90% of 99% of the people are being deviated like that by giving misinterpretations from the scriptures according to their mental speculations.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji.
They are also devotee in their own way, like they do the cultural bhakti, they do evening puja, morning puja, very religiously. It's a routine. They don't deviate from, like, if it has to happen 6:30 in the morning, 6:30 they will do, 6:30 in the evening, 6:30 they will do, according to the timings and all. They know all puja timings, sunrise times, rise time, everything, but they don't know the actual thing they should be doing.
Yes, Mataji. So it is all pious activities doing perfectly. That is good. So on one day they Bahunam Janmanam ante Jnanavan Mam Sarva Jnanavan Mam Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudirlabaha. So at the finally they will come to know Vasudeva Sarvamiti. If they have not come, they will perform so many other pious activities. Tesham what is that shloka? Until he is finished off all his sinful activities. Tesham Twantagatam Papam Jananam Punyakarmanam Tedbhandvamoh Nirmukta Bhajante Mam Dhudavrataha. Once they are finished up all with sinful activities and freed from the duality of this material world, what is pious, what is not pious, free from all such kind of things, then they will come to Krishna. Bhajante Mam Dhudavrataha with the proper determination. It is not easy to come to Krishna consciousness. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid jatati siddhaye yatatamap siddhanam kaschid mam veti tattvataha. Very few people understand Krishna. It will filtration. So they are performing pious activities. They do it, but at the end, Vasudeva Sarmamiti Samahatma Sudarlabha. At the later they understand that point.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Prabhu. Understand.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay, any other questions? Any other reflections, dear devotees?
One reflection, like, as you were saying that Shurpanakha, like, was want to, like, kill, like, Rama, and, like, his brothers asking and things, all this. But still, like, next birth, he get that opportunity to serve Krishna, and Krishna has, like, so how merciful God is, isn't it?
Yes.
All
It is
right.
mercy. So here, desire still it stays with the Shurpanakha, and Krishna is fulfilling here the
Yeah, but
desire.
he wants to kill, like, Rama and, like, Lakshmana, and have to drink their blood, and, like, that what he's describing to his brother. So this was, like, and still, like, he got the next birth, or, like, benediction to, like, he was, like, as I said, what's that role? What's the role in Krishna's pastime?
So she was performing some perfumes for Kamsa.
Kansa, and she was like Vakra or something, like, and then Krishna will make her beautiful, and, like, so, and went to her home as well. So it's like, even the desire was to kill, still the next month she has given, like, she get all this from Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. So that's why Buddha is glorifying Krishna. Aho bakiyam stanaka lakutam jigam saya api asadhi lebe katim datri uchitam tatonyam kamba dayanam sharanam rajema. He is so merciful. Again, Kubja also given a position like as a gopi in the Goloka Vrindavan. There itself in the Garga Samhita, it is mentioned later on. She also became one of the gopis in Goloka.
So she was changed when you see Shurpanakha, so she has given anything devotion she has done. So why is she got this next birth, like, because it's like same as Putna, because Putna came to give her milk to Krishna. But like what Shurpanakha has, what she has done to get this, like, liberation, as you said, gopi. So what she has done?
Sure.
Only
Here,
for this perfume, that's why, isn't it?
yes, next life is a Kubja. She has given this sandalwood bulb. In the Garga Samhita, it is mentioned. Uh, let me just share that part. If you have seen this one, Garga Samhita book, I have shared that one in the group. So it is in the chapter 11. Is that chapter 5? Which one? When I mentioned that one, can anyone remember?
No.
I think here, this Bahulasva, he asks Narad Muni, and Narad Muni answers all those questions to Bahulasva about the Surpanakha, who was Kubja in her previous life. Okay, these were described in, I think, chapter 5 or 11, I think. Find the text here. I'm just trying to find that one. But chapter 4, then this one is Narada Vacha. So he speaks about Kubja and also Kovalayapida. So there he describes who was Kovalayapida. Kovalayapida, that elephant, it was in previous life a person who is having kind of he was pushing everyone and going to the Srirangam temple. So likewise that Narada Muni describes. Okay, 18. Okay, I think we are coming nearer to this one, this page. 23, chapter 500. So this is Akurara's pastimes, and then further coming to next chapter. Sing strong Lakshmana Balinkrid Akurara's behalf protected Rama and Lakshmana. Next one is chapter 5 here. Okay, so this is Balarama and Akura. Krishna went to Madras gardens by the Yamuna shore, drank some water and returned to the chariot. Okay, this is where it is described about in this chapter. Kubja. Okay, so here, Krishna, O most handsome of men, I am maid servant, O noble hearted one. My name is Kubja. I made this sandal paste with my own hand. Kamsa, the king of the Bojas, likes it very much. And then she says, I am Kamsa's maid, but now that I have met you, I can think only of your two broad arms like two great elephant trunks. And who deserves this sandal paste more than you two? In the three worlds, no one is as handsome as you two. And so Narada Muni said, very happy she gave the thick sandal paste to them, anointed with it. Krishna and Balarama shone with great splendor. Then the boys of Raja also took some of the splendid sandal paste. At that moment, Lord Krishna decided to transform the hunchback girl bent in three places into a beautiful straight girl, with both feet stepping on her toes, with the two fingers of an outstretched hand grasping her chin. Lord Krishna, Almighty, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as everyone watched, suddenly jerked her crooked body. And what happened? She suddenly became a beautiful girl, straight as stick, her straightness eclipsing the graceful straightness of the banana tree. Sweetly smiling and now tormented with amorous desires, she clutched Lord Krishna's garment. And the maidservant said, O most handsome of men, please come to my house. I cannot leave you. O all-knowing one, O you, who know the sweet taste of nectar, O you, who humbly give all honor to others, please be kind to me. My heart is tormented with love for you. And then Narada Muni says, the Gopas burst into laughter and clapped their hands, and Lord Krishna smiled, and Balaram looked upon, spoke the following words. But it is the time Krishna was a bit shy. And Krishna says, the Supreme Personality of God had said, very beautiful and kind people who take even the strangers to be guests at their homes live here. That is why Madura city is blessed with such opulences. After I have finished sightseeing in the city, I will surely visit your home. And then further he says, after speaking these affectionate words, Lord Krishna pulled at his upper garment and continued on the king's road. Then he saw a group of wealthy Vaishyas. Okay, so this is further going on. So after these questions, this one we know this past times. Let us see the questions by Bahulaswa. He asked that what kind of austerities this Kubja has done. Let me just go further. And then this one. So here Krishna comes to Kubja's home and fulfills her desires. And then, so here, O King, Kubja must have performed many great austerities to obtain Sri Krishna, the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, as her lover. Okay, because Krishna personally went to Kubja's home. And then if you see further, this is Kubja and Kolayapida. So chapter 11. So here he asks, what were the severe austerities did the maidservant Kubja perform in her previous birth that so pleased Lord Krishna, whom even the demigods cannot attain? Then, seeing that Lord Rama had vowed to accept only one wife and had not fallen in love with her, Ravana's sister Shurpanakha angrily ran to divorce Sita Devi. Okay, and here this is previous pastimes about the Shurpanakha. At this, Lord Rama's younger brother Lakshmana became angry and with sharp-edged sword quickly cut away her ears and nose. And her nose cut away, she went to Lanka and told Ravana what had happened. Then, unhappy at heart, she went to Pushkara Tirtha. See, this is what Surpanaka is doing. So, Meena Mataji,
Yeah, yes, was cut it. Okay, she went there.
she
Okay.
went to the Pushkara Tirtha and
Yeah.
wishing to get Lord Rama as her husband. For 10,000 years, Surpanaka stayed underwater and meditated on Lord Shiva.
Oh, I see. Okay. Mhm.
Okay, and pleased by this, Lord Shiva, who is the master of the demigods and the husband of Uma, came to Pushkara Tirtha and said, ask for a boon. And then Surpanaka said, you are the great master of the demigods, you are dearer to the great saints. You have the power to give all benedictions. Please grant me that Sri Rama will become my husband. Lord Shiva said, O demoness, please listen. At the present time, your boon cannot be granted. In the future, at the end of Dwapara Yuga in Madura city, it will be granted to you. Of this, there is no doubt. Narada Muni said, O noble-hearted one, in Madura city, the demoness Surpanaka, who could assume any form at will, became the girl named Kubja. Okay, this is the austerities that 10,000 years she has meditated in before. Okay, any questions? So of course there is my further to go on. And Lord Shiva's blessings, she became Lord Krishna's beloved. Now I have explained this to you. What more do you wish to hear, O Bahulasva? Likewise, Narada Muni is asking Bahulasva. And also later on he asks about Kolayapida elephant. Why did he become an elephant? Why did he merge into Krishna? Okay, that is another pastime.
Okay, understand. So she has done tapa even the
Yes, yes. Tapasya.
but like the still she afterwards maybe she has changed her mind. Like she did not married with Krishna. Like you just said, but she become a gopi once afterwards. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Mhm. Okay, thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yes, then I thought straight away she got it, like, once she wants to, like, but she has done this part which I didn't realize. And that is really nice to know.
That is, yes, Mataji. Whoever is coming to Krishna, they must have performed. Aho batasopacho ato ghariyani jihvagre bhattete namatubhyam te pustapaste juhu sasnurarya brahmanu churnama ghrananti yete. They must have performed all kinds of austerities before. By the time they come to Krishna and chanting, bhattate namatubhyam. So who are chanting the name of Lord Krishna, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it is not that easy. They must have performed all these things. One must understand that one. So this one, Devhuti Mata glorifies Kapil Bhagavan. Aho bata sopacho ato gharyan yajjihvagre battate namatubhyam. Whose tongues are chanting the name of Hare Krishna. So they must have been performed completed all austerities already in the previous lifetimes. So people may be going to the temples, performing exactly all pious activities, and then they will come to the point that this is Yajjihvagre Bhatte Namatubhyam, to start chanting of name of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Okay, that is the different, and that is all summary of it. Okay, any other comments, dear devotees? Any questions? So Yennamade Sravnan Kirtana Jat Prahuna Yashravnadapi Kvachit Swadopi Sadhyaha Savanaya Kalpte Kutaha Punaste Bhagavanno Darshana. People who are chanting the name of Krishna, they are immediately qualified to perform yajnas. Savana Swadopi Sadhyaha Savanaya Kalpate. They'll be qualified. Generally, Chandalas they cannot allowed to perform yajnas and sacrifices because of their nature. But if they are chanting the names, they are immediately qualified to perform yajnas and sacrifices, become brahmanas who are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra following regulative principles immediately. That one we practically see in this Western world. Prabhupada came and spread Krishna consciousness. Many Western disciples, they become purified and become brahmanas, performing yajnas. That we can practically see it. How can it is possible without taking birth in India, Payas India, in the Bharat? So this is just by chanting the names of the Lord. Yannamade Sravnan Kirtana Jat Prahavana Jas Sravnadapi Kvachit at any point of time. Swadopi Sadhyaha Savanaya Kalpate Kutha Punaste Bhagavanno Darshanan. What to speak of the glories of the people who are always doing it throughout their lives. So this is everything comes when we are chanting, follow the regulative principles, associating with the devotees. Things will manifest in our day-to-day life automatically. Okay, that is the takeaway. Thank you, Mataji. Any other things? Okay, there are no further questions, there are no sharings.
Thank you, Prabhu. It was really good discussion, which is very nice. And Hemlata Mataji was asking. It's so nice. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. So, like Hemlata Mataji brought that mode. So this is the real observations. When it has to bring those kind of questions, then you would open yourself for enter. You will be able to enter into deep into the pastimes of Krishna. Enter into the Shastra. Your knowledge will be gained more. This is Brahma Sampatti. Brahma Sampatyam is a set of spiritual assets.
Yeah, Prabhu, just wanted to share one thing. I went for a puja in someone's house. So I was wearing my tilak And I was helping Pandit for preparing all those things. I was giving him whatever he was asking or telling me to put this there and that, like assistant. I was helping him because the family members and other relatives, they were getting ready, going to beauty parlor and things like that. So I was the one sitting with him all the time. So some when puja started, someone asked Panditji something, and then they said, oh, ask uh, Hemlata, she will do it for you. So Panditji said, oh, yeah, she knows everything. She is Vaishnava. And I feel bit embarrassed because I'm not Vaishnava or something. It's just because of the tilak. He was giving me like that kind of respect, which I didn't, I mean, I feel really embarrassed, Prabhuji, because Panditji are usually we respect them. They deserve that, not we. But just helping him as an assistant, he said, "Oh yes, she is a Vaishnava." I don't know if those people or my family member they understood what Vaishnava was, but he gave me more respect, Pandit. So I was a little bit surprised and feeling. So I said to him, no, I'm just, don't say that. I'm just wearing tilak, but mm, I'm not that, don't, I'm not a great person or something. So like when I was touching his feet, giving him respect, because everyone does respect Pandit when they perform yagna and puja. So he was telling me, oh no, you don't have to do this. Panditji was saying me. So I was feeling, he was giving me so much respect. It was so surprising. First time in my life, just wearing tilak.
Yes, Mataji.
And tulsi. Tilak and tulsi. Pantiji was wearing, um, what we call that, Shivji, those beads?
Rudrakshi.
Rudraksh, yeah. They all, Panditji was wearing Rudraksh. He didn't have tulsi. So he was giving me respect. Oh my God.
Yes, Mataji. This is mentioned when we are wearing the Shankachakradi Urdhapundra, Dharanadi Atmalakshanam, Tannamakaranam Chaiva, Vaishnavam Iha Uchyate, Vaishnavatvam Iha Uchyate. After initiation, the disciple's name must be changed to indicate that he is the servant of Lord Vishnu. The disciple should also immediately begin marking his body with tilaka, Buddhapunda, and especially his forehead. These are the spiritual marks, symptoms of a perfect Vaishnava. So this is a verse from Padma Purana Uttarakanda. A member of Sahajiya Sampradaya does not change his name, therefore he cannot be accepted as Gaudiya Vaishnava. If a person does not change his name after initiation, it is to be understood that he will continue his bodily conception. So what it means, Dharanadi Atma Lakshanam, Buddhapunda, Dharanadi Atma Lakshanam, marking our forehead with the tilak and kantimala. These are the symptoms of perfect Vaishnava. So he's a Vaishnava, that is the topmost position. Napasyami param bhutam akattuh samadharshanan. There is no better person than in this material world. Of course, yeah, Kapil Bhagavan describes. That's why Pandits also know. As soon as they see that he's a Krishna conscious, he knows everything.
Yeah, that's what he was expecting from me, I think, because he was wearing this red color tilak and say this haldi chandan type of something, some other style tilak. But the way he was talking to me, it seemed that I'm better than him. That's how he was reflecting uh, his views, I think.
Very beautiful, Mataji. So that is nice to hear about the devotees, the conscious devotees.
Yeah.
They're actually ambassadors. They represent Prabhupada and his mission and Krishna.
Mm. Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, when you go back, then yeah, you are right. We observe so many things, so many reflections comes in mind and realizations as well. when you go to local puja thing and family get-togethers and other pujas. There were so many pujas because it was festive time this time. Starting from Pitru Paksha, I was there. Pitru Paksha and then Navratri and then all these festivals all finished now anyway. So I was observing so many things. And when I used to go for walk or something, then some of the people, they would ask me, where did you get this tilak, who put it on your face, did you go to any temple, or like that they would ask me questions. um, uh, some of them, they didn't understand we can do ourselves, this style tilak. So they were thinking the pandits are doing in the temple. Or they would ask me, where do you go, where did you go to get this puja tilak, something like that. So people were, if you go out, then people also observe you.
Yes, Mataji. What they don't see, the ascetic is following rules and regulations, performing chanting and doing all those things. They cannot see. They would only see outside things. Tilak,
Yeah.
Kantamala.
Yeah.
But actually, they need to hear the devotees of the Lord from Krishna
Yeah.
devotees. Then they will understand real thing.
Yeah, and especially in walking in the garden or big park. I used to go for morning walk in the morning with my mala, jap mala, and people used to come and greet me. Especially some of them will come and greet me when they are also walking. So many elderly people even, they would come and greet me, and I was feeling, my husband used to say, "You are becoming a santani now, like female sant."
Yes, yes,
He was
Mataji.
making fun of me, but I was telling him, "Don't make fun. It's not fun."
Yeah, devotee does seriously.
Yes, Prabhu.
Very beautiful, Mataji. Nice to hear,
Mm. Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Any other reflections? Anyone wanted to share anything? Hangma Mataji, you wanted to share anything, Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, you have explained all points very carefully and nicely. I had few curiosity on the omens, but then you reflected on that point as well, and also different literary works on Ramayana. It was insightful to know about that, and Himlata Mataji's your how when the Panditji respected you, and how you reflected on it, it showed your humbleness, and it was so beautiful to hear that, Mataji. And thank you for the session, Prabhuji, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So these are the real reflections, acknowledging things. Acknowledging things, it will start off, it will help us to progress in the spiritual path. Very beautiful, Mataji. Okay, Riddhi Mataji, you wanted to share anything, Mataji? So you may be new to our Krishna consciousness. You may be hearing these conversations and Shastra.
Yeah, this is like first time, getting into all these details. But I mean, I don't think I have any reflection as of now. Maybe, the more deeper I'll get, I'll definitely share something. But in all, so far it's just good to be, learning all these things. And I really am like truly thankful for, all these sessions and joining me to this Sangam. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji. So here, initially, when we come to Krishna consciousness, it is like a big black box. What is going on? We cannot enter into those pastimes to understand also. But this is what happened to me. At the moment, everyone are just coming doing bhajans and kirtan and taking prasadam and then leave. But reflections, once we go home, reflecting what we have been thinking, what is my real life? These things would come and then keep continuing. They will ask chant. Okay, chanting one round. Okay, I'll try start with chanting one round. And then once we start chanting one round, somewhere or other, and then it test becomes uh, increased. And association of the devotees, it will purify our heart.
Mhm. Yeah, sure.
And then gradually what happens, the association of the bad people will be gradually reduced, association of devotees will be increased, taste for chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra increased. So gradually 1 to 2 rounds and 2 to 3, 4 rounds and then 8 rounds and then 16 rounds. So whenever increasing the chanting of rounds, the reflections would keep on increasing. When we chant 16 rounds and steady, then reflections would be more opened. And following the regulative principles, it will keep us a safeguard for all of us from the sinful activities. The 4 pillars of the sinful activity: meat eating, intoxicating, gambling, illicit associations. Once we stop those things, no more sinful life. Associating with the devotees, it will sanctify the heart. And then, whenever the things are pure, then when we put the Bhagavad Gita at the heart of the pure devotees, it will accept it. When it is contaminated with material things, it cannot take anything. It cannot accept it. It cannot digest those words. But for that, starting with even the one sinful person, so many people, so many sins are also committed. But when we start chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, gradually and with consistency, progressively, then automatically heart will be cleansed. Then, following the regulative principles, it will make the ground proper, the tilled ground which is suitable for putting the seeds, so that seeds will come as sprouts and then plant and trees. Likewise, it will give fruits and flowers. We need to keep our heart very pure. Then the sprouts will come, that plants will come. Okay, thank you so much, Mataji. Okay, so we are at 9 o'clock. Unless you devotees have got any questions or further anything wanted to share, we may conclude our session and continue with further japa. Whoever can
Let's
stay.
say 3 loud Haribol to Prabhu.
Hari Bol. Hari
Hari Bol.
Bol.
Hari
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. It was nice, wonderful session. And thank you, Amlata Mataji, for reflecting your whole life and experience. And then when you went to the India, yeah, very
Yeah,
nice.
Hare Krishna,
We'll
Hare
hear
Krishna,
more
Mataji.
from you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. And I'll remember more of things. There are so many things happened this time because I stayed so long. So I'll keep reflecting. I'll keep sharing my experience. At the moment, I don't have many, but yeah, slowly,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, thank you, Mataji.
how it make difference in the society when you are, because where I live, I mean, there are not Krishna conscious people in that area. I mean, they are different types of people, but not like. So it was this time I observed there were so many things. People were more kind of, they are taking attention of my thing. I think it's tilak and my japmala when I used to walk around with japmala. So they were,
Yeah,
it was taking their attention, I seems. So Hare Krishna.
yeah, thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Yeah,
Krishna, Himlata Mataji. Welcome to London and our Sangha. Hare Krishna. Nice to hear you and see you here, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, dear devotees. Okay, we shall conclude our session and continue with further japa.
okay.
Panchataruभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः
सिन्धुभ्यः च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
अनन्तकोटि
कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय।
Prabhupada.
भारत की जय।
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Everyone,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.